Welcome back to the Life of L Connection. My name is L for my new viewers. Welcome. Today is October 9th, and we made it through the total full moon lunar eclipse yesterday, and we are still in the energy of Mercury retrograde. So I don't know if you all have noticed other people's behaviors or communication delay or misunderstandings, um, or any of the energy associated with the full moon, which is feeling like you're full of energy, you're feeling like you need a release or getting a complete picture of something. Um, if you all were affected by the eclipse, which, blocks information from getting to you, or if you were affected by the energy of Mercury retrograde, which is communication being messed up, travel being messed up, um, you rethinking a lot, reanalyzing situations in your life, or if you haven't been affected by or noticed anybody being affected by it at all. I know that I have noticed people around me definitely being affected by it. I have tried to stay happy and positive while I notice things around me not going the way I plan or the way that other people plan, and I have also noticed their reaction to their plans not going the way that they would like it to, and it actually matches up with the energy that we are in the middle of. But aside from that, I want to talk about my beloved who I feel is going through something. I wasn't sure what he was going through. He did reach out to me yesterday, and he told me that he was going through something kind of not nice, whereby he feels like his home life is another stress in his life, and he knows he should not feel like that. So it's really it. I shouldn't say that it is odd, but it's such a coincidence that he and I experience the same type of behaviors in other people, but unfortunately, I have the option to just leave and not deal with the other people. He is trapped in a social committed relationship with this other person, so he may feel like he can't just readily leave, and I understand that also. But it's just really ironic to me that he is experiencing this, and I know that he is like the type of person that does not need to be experiencing this, or that set himself up so that he wouldn't experience this, and he's experiencing it anyway. I am grateful about the fact that he can confide in me about the situation that, or any of the situations that he is dealing with in his life. I am bothered by the fact that he feels like this about his home life, and where he rests his head and where he should find comfort. Um, Also, when he told me the situation and expressed how he's feeling, and his like disbelief about how asleep his better half is, I I did not feel jealousy when we were talking about it, because we were laughing about it, because I have experienced it. I choose not to experience it now, although it's still around me, but I just choose not to participate in that energy. Um, but afterwards, I was feeling like, wow, like I don't I understand the behavior because I was there at one point, but I made a conscious decision not to. Let me just say, I made a conscious decision not to behave like a typical female. And in all of my vlogs, my blogs, I write that about myself. Like, I pride myself on not being the typical female in every aspect of being a typical female, except for the aspect of being a typical female when it comes to being a parent. I can't I can't separate that. And when I say typical female, I mean the female who is ruled by her emotions and who does not take the time out to think about the situation, think about what the other person is experiencing, think about what they are thinking, what they're feeling. That's what I mean when I say typical female. A female or an individual who basically lives their life according to how they quote unquote feel, and who chooses to and is unable to come to terms with the fact that feelings and emotions are they're indicators of something, and we need to stop for a minute and figure out what they're indicating to us, what they're pointing out, what they're telling us, and not pointing the finger. That's what I mean by a typical woman. And let me give you an example. Perfect example of when I behaved like a typical woman was if I'm dating somebody and I text them and they do not reply as soon as I want them to reply, and they don't say the things that I want them to say, or I might have chipped a fingernail and I feel badly about it, and they don't give me the sympathy that I feel like I need. And for the rest of the day, I have an attitude with them. I'm sending them nasty messages, and I'm not really coming to terms with the fact that these are my emotions, and maybe they might have said or did something to trigger me feeling, or to trigger a memory, or to trigger a past experience or a past memory feeling of feeling like something happened to me and nobody really cared. And instead of me being able to sit down with myself and like break it down, be like, oh, well, maybe when I was in school, this happened, and this is the reason why I feel this, and this made me feel like this, and oh, yeah, he triggered it by saying this is not really his fault. These emotions are coming up because they're telling me that I need to work on this for myself, for my betterment, for my growth. Not a lot of people, hence women, and I will say it, not a lot of women are able to do that. But because of the fact that I went through all of that and I gradually got to the point where I could pinpoint the things that are triggering me and not allow my emotions to rule the way I act, I'm able to see both sides. I'm able to sympathize with the typical woman, and I'm able to give suggestions as to how to break that pattern. Because not only is it not only does it cause problems for you as an individual, but it also causes tension and discord between you and the people that you communicate with, or the people that you say hurt your feelings, or the people that you accuse of doing some type of wrong to you. And that's what I mean by typical woman. So I pride myself on not being a typical woman, although I am a woman and I am an individual, and my feelings are extremely important to me. I feel like other people's feelings are extremely important also. But I do not think that we should always act on those feelings that don't make us feel happy. And he has expressed to me that his better half has. And I have experienced that in a more recent relationship also. So we were able to laugh and talk, blah, 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 blah. But on the flip side, after we had the conversation, I was feeling like, wow, like in the grand scheme of everything that I think, all of that is like so unnecessary. But I know he needs to go through whatever he needs to go through, just like I need to go through whatever I need to go through. So I started to feel that jealousy, like Why is it that she gets to experience these things with him, or she gets to like he's even complaining to me about her. Like, if I was in her shoes, there's no, like, no, like, are you, no, like, no, there's no, no, like, and I started to feel that jealousy. And what I did was I meditated, and meditation helped me. So I say that to say, if you are experiencing this twin flame energy, quote unquote, relationship with another individual during this time frame on this plane, and you all are not in a physical relationship, a contemporary socially acceptable relationship, and your beloved is, and you are in contact with them like I am now. I'm only talking about the situation that I'm in. I know that there are many different situations, but I want to stress again that this vlog is about my personal experiences and how I deal with everything that is going on within this twin flame connection I have with my beloved. And I'm just telling you about what I experienced and what I am doing or have done to help me through the process. I'm not a doctor. I don't have all of the information. This is just my perspective, my experience, and I just wanted to mention that. So, hence me saying that, if you're in the type of connection with your flame that I'm in, which is we do communicate with each other, we do see each other. We might not see each other often. We do text each other and talk to each other more than we see each other. But I definitely do feel his energy. We were texting each other today, and he was thinking some naughty thoughts, and my stomach was killing me. Like I have the butterflies right before I see him, or like I know when he's in the area. Or like he's thinking about me. He's thinking just about me. Um, yeah, it was crazy, and I had to ask him. I was like, "Were you thinking some naughty thoughts before you sent me this text?" And he was like, "Yeah, I was." And I know I feel his energy. So if you are at the stage or close to the level of spirituality that I am, whereby you are able to feel your beloved's energy, um, and you're able to identify the triggers before you completely feel the emotion, I strongly suggest that you, as soon as you start to feel whatever it is, you actively jump into that mode of why is it that I feel this way, and you start to do the things that will help you to transmute those bottom dwelling feelings into feelings that are of a more of that are feelings of a higher vibration. And I suggest you do anything that makes your soul light up, or things that you do and you meditate when you do them. For example, I meditate when I dance. It's just like a meditation to me. I meditate when I create jewelry. I meditate when I read. Definitely, it's like I'm in the zone. That's what I'm talking about when I say meditate. Do some type of still meditation, which is you could do regular meditation, guided meditation, or you can do an active meditation, yoga, dancing, painting, bike riding, working out, anything whereby you are connecting your mind, heart, body, and soul. You might not know you're doing it, but you are doing it. Whenever you're in that zone, that's a type of meditation, whether you're active, your body is active, or whether you're being still. So I strongly suggest you do something whereby you're actively meditating, um, or something that, like I said, brightens up your soul. And by getting in the habit of doing these things, when you start to feel these triggers, like immediately when you start to feel it, try to identify what happened, why you're feeling like this, what happened in the past to make you feel like this, and you keep on going back, 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 because it's layers that you have to peel. You're like an onion. You have to peel off all of the layers to get to the source of what's really going on with you. So um, it might take some time, but at least you're able to identify, like, why did this bother me? It bothered me because this, and this is what I have been going through since he and I had this conversation yesterday. And it's a wonderful thing and it's a painful thing. It's a really, really great thing because I am releasing this, I don't want to say negative. I'm releasing this energy that I have that I'm not using. It's just sitting around and it's growing and it's not growing in the right places. So I either need to move it to someplace else where it's supposed to grow, or I need to move it so that I can get rid of it. And I think I need to move it so I can get rid of it. And that's what I've been in the process of doing. Peeling off the layers as to why. And I'm realizing it the source of why I feel the way that I feel doesn't have anything to really do with him. Um, and uh, and I found out that the source of the reason I felt behind a lot of the bottom dwelling feelings that I felt had nothing to do with the individual that I thought or I blamed for me having these feelings until I peeled back those layers. And that is not an easy thing to do because you have to sit down with yourself. You have to have a long time with yourself. You have to go into that dark space and you have to look at yourself and look at yourself in your soul, in your soul. And you have to talk to yourself. You have to learn about yourself. You have to look at the things that you think you don't like. You have to look at the things that you love. You have to nourish both of those aspects of yourself and realize that you are perfect creation and there's nothing about you that you shouldn't love. You're perfect in every single way. You probably don't love certain aspects because you don't understand them, and that's what I'm coming to understand about myself. And as long as you come to a better, happier, more blissful, more abundant understanding of yourself, I say go for it. If it's an understanding that's making you feel worse than you felt before, yeah, you need to read some other books or go someplace else or talk to somebody else, do something else. Something else. So yeah, so I wanted to share that with you. I'm feeling really good about all of this energy. I know that there are more things that are gonna come up. And oh, I don't mean to like be like, oh, I know that there's more things that are gonna come up. I can't wait until everything is, like, no, that's not how it is. It's more like I know that more things are gonna come up. I'm just waiting until they happen. I I can't. It's like really hard for me to explain it because this energy. I know that more things are going to happen because it's an energy of transformation, and I see that he is really feeling this energy. Like he's really questioning his decisions. He's really questioning his life, social, relationship decisions, and the energy is also letting him see a fuller picture of who he has chosen to be with, the dynamics of who he has molded himself to be in society. Um, I know that there's a struggle with soul and this society puppet that he plays. I know that there's a huge battle there. And his soul is just like basically sitting back and like not doing anything because the ego is automatically breaking down with this type, with the energy that we are in. We are in the type of energy that helps you do the things that you have always wanted to do. It gives you the push that you need to transform your life into whatever you know it should be. So I know he's experiencing this energy because I feel it. I feel him experiencing this energy, but I can't say anything. Um, so I remain silent and I sit back and I talk to you about it. I continue to do the things that I know I need to do also in this connection. So I'm gonna end this now because there's some shows I need to catch up on. I really need to catch up on these shows. I really like these shows, like American Horror Story. That is my show. If any of you all also like American Horror Story, please feel free to to write me about it so that we could, talk to each other about the episodes, just in case I miss an episode, because I have a tendency to do that. I get anxiety attacks when it comes to these weekly shows. Like, I need to see the show the next day, so I might watch the first two shows and then I get this really horrific anxiety attack and I can't watch it no more until the season ends because I have to watch them consecutively. If any of you all know what I'm talking about, yeah, that's me. So anyway, thank you for viewing. For my new viewers, thank you also. I am definitely going to write you again tomorrow. I am supposed to see my beloved tomorrow. So I want to, if I could bear to record how nervous I am and how you probably won't see how I'm vibrating, but you will definitely be able to see how nervous I am before I actually am in close proximity to his energy. I want to try to record that so that you could actually see how it is. So, yeah, thank you for viewing, and I'll check y'all later. I hope you all are enjoying the energy as much as I am, and I hope you all have a good evening.